Oh, I know her. She is.
Oh yeah, I do know
Good
her.
afternoon.
I seen her before.
The fact of the matter is this.
Nah, I think she's from New York.
I personally cannot wait for the BBL era to be over with. Sick of the BBL warriors. Y'all bitches gonna get enough of jumping out the window to risk your life. Smack dab on that table, fiending to carve into your body like a Thanksgiving turkey. Just for a nigga to lay up with a big bitch like me, cause I'm funny. It's crazy. It's crazy, I tell you. It's crazy. A big bitch like me, he gonna lay with me regardless, cause I'm funny. Yeah, he is. Absolutely. On a genuine tip, y'all way too concerned with having a perfect body for these men that don't even like women. Cause the real men don't give a fuck. I'm built like a linebacker. He's still gonna fuck with me. I do it all. I make the jokes. I cooks, I cleans. I can rap. You can freestyle, whatever you want to do. Work on that personality. And I'm gonna keep it super tall. This is not even to knock the girlies. You want to change your body to how you want to see yourself? Do you, boo boo? But what we not gonna keep doing is knocking the bitches who is cool with their natural body. Okay? We not gonna keep doing that. Work on that inside. Work on that inside, that personality. Get that right. Then you'll be good.
Chef's kiss. She had me, but I don't like funny women, so that I'm good on that. But I don't like joke. Like, don't joke with me. There's nothing to joke about.
You sensitive?
Just be pretty. Just be pretty. I want to see you, not hear you.
Damn.
What are you saying?
I don't like funny girls. You can be smart, intellectual.
Don't make me ha ha.
First of all, off this video,
I don't be finding I don't be finding women funny.
Unsending a message in his DM right now after he said.
I don't give a fuck. Unsend them shit. You try to crack a joke. You better send a meme. I've never had a girl that's very funny. I don't think I've ever met a girl that was very funny. That's very funny. No, maybe she made me ha 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 because she was fucking nuts, but that's not funny. That's crazy. Like,
you're crazy.
Yeah, but that's why I found it funny. Like, but yeah, she's cool. I think I like what she was saying though. Shout out to her. I laughed at her because she said she's built like a linebacker. but some of them BBLs look good though, so relax. Like some of them get a pass, but I agree there are too many.
There are too many.
But we can still sprinkle a couple.
There are more that look bad than there are those that look.
Nah, the thing is, you don't even know the ones that look good. Yeah, I didn't. I thought that it was natural. Yeah, you want to? You're not even on that side anymore.
You don't know anything about me.
I know
a lot.
You don't. Rome swear he knows things.
Listen, I check on the story. I'd be like, yeah.
No, literally, I'd be like, did Rome look? Literally,
you know.
I was like, okay, good, no Rome.
I saw you, and you had her in the thing cheesing too. I was like, that's cute.
I don't know what you're talking.
Always Sans boyfriend too. That's crazy, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, okay. So let's just move on.
I digress. Anywho,
what is this?
Success is complicated.
Maybe it's just me, but I thought that the goal was to create awareness, to, normalize seeking help, to make therapy accessible, to remove the shame around mental health struggles. But somewhere along the way, destigmatizing mental health has taken on a life of its own. And now, instead of people getting better, I just feel like people are getting worse. We didn't just normalize therapy. We turned it into a personality trait. We didn't just encourage self-awareness. We turned every feeling into a diagnosis. And instead of using mental health language as a tool, we've started using it as a shield, justifying avoidance, self-sabotage, and emotional fragility in the name of protection. Now everything is a trigger. Everything is trauma. People say, I can't do this. It's bad for my mental health. When what they really mean is, this is hard and I don't want to deal with it. But when did mental health become about avoiding life instead of learning how to handle it? Good mental health isn't about comfort. It's about capacity. It's about having the emotional, the psychological, and the cognitive range to handle life as it comes, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Your mental health should be challenged, because if your mental health can't withstand stress, discomfort, or uncertainty, then you don't have mental strength. You have emotional dependence based on the right circumstances, and life does not care about your circumstances. And I'm serious, y'all. Like, really, ask yourself, has your mental health journey actually made you stronger, or has it made you retreat further into protecting yourself in the name of good mental health?
First of all, now I'm pissed. I've been saying this shit for 6 years, okay?
Because you're the only one who thought this one thing.
I'm one of the first who saw while Marie would fucking back me down to a corner and say, we need therapy. No, we don't. We do not need therapy.
First of all, she's not saying that therapy is not needed. That's not what she's saying.
No, but we're embraced, and my whole problem is embracing therapy has done more harm than it did good. That's been my whole statement for damn near a decade. Right? And we are now finally seeing therapists want to fucking say the shit that I've been saying, but because I'm not a therapist, I would not know. I saw the trajectory. I study sociology and trends and see people being stupid. You guys don't watch this?
She's not saying embracing therapy is negative. She's saying that people are using it wrong.
No, she's saying that it has become too prevalent to now people think it's a resource, and in fact, it's actually.
She didn't say that.
That's not what she said. What she says.
She did not say that verbatim. No, she didn't.
People are basically
using therapy.
She said people are using all these buzzwords as excuses, and they're tying it to mental health and therapy.
She's also saying that people are utilizing therapy to be a shield, which means to justify their inabilities to go through life. That's what she's saying. But it's only overutilized because it's promoted and it's embraced. That's why I don't promote therapy, because therapy is so much more complex. The need for therapy is for so much more complex situations, not just to fucking sit down and talk to somebody.
Wait, you can't say that though, because
I can, because
to talk to somebody, you have so much anxiety, or it puts you in a place where you don't want to be, and you need to talk to people.
So, well, and I'll dive into that in 1 second. But going back to what I was just saying, the problem that ends up happening is people think that is the solution to all. And because of that, and we are using the same analogy for Ozempic, and now people don't want to work out, or they want to work out, or even the BBL. People want to work out after the fact, right?
Do the legs.
So
don't forget the legs, ladies.
So what that is still showing is that people still do not have the endurance to do the work on themselves first. So when you want it, going back to what you're saying, when people have anxiety, the anxiety and talking to a therapist isn't curing it. If anything, it's helping you cope with something. And it's not helping you dissect it. You still have to go. Majority of therapy today, and I'm not saying back then, because I believe back then there was, and I think that back then it was more so tied to traumatic issues or traumatic situations, not issues. Today, it's almost like, you know what, I have anxiety when I get into large places. Okay, cool. So all we have to do is redirect you to you, so we can figure out where to start for you. These are all things you can do at home, by the way. These are all things that you can just sit at yourself, learn yourself. But instead, we've embraced it and publicized therapy, so that now everything is an outlet. We need an outlet to go in, which is sickening. That means we are literally becoming weaker as people on a day-to-day.
Some people don't know. Some people don't know how to do that kind of work with themselves.
But why not?
What do you mean, why not?
I'm saying, why not? They
didn't know it was an option. They didn't know it was possible.
Yeah, they don't know to let me sit down and think about how this all started for me, or maybe it ties back to a past trauma that I've had. Like, they don't know to do that. Like, and that's why seeking professional help is a thing.
No, it's not that they don't know. Listen, guys, stop. No, that's not the case. Because guess what? We've all had somebody tell us the fucking answer that we chose not to listen to. Right? That's the problem. The problem is we hear the answer. We don't want to listen to the answer because of who it came from. That's the root cause. Now we want to go to a stranger who's going to tell us to do the same thing that person told us to do, but we want to listen to the stranger.
A qualified stranger?
They're qualified and they can't tell you what to do.
It doesn't matter if they're qualified or not. The answer was already given to you. Yeah, you ruled it out.
No, a good message could be lost in a bad messenger. If you go to a qualified person who is supposed to know about this stuff, he or she can direct you on what the issue is. But if you listen to your Uncle Luke, and he tells you some shit, you'll be like, come on, Uncle Luke, what the hell you know?
But that's the point I'm making. We've embraced and empowered physical therapy. Physical therapy, fucking mental therapy or therapy in general, to a point where we disqualify the people who know us most or best because you didn't go to school. Nigga, I raised you. I didn't like. What are you talking about?
First of all, the answers that you're looking for doesn't always come from people that know you most. Maybe you need someone that doesn't know you at all, doesn't know the situation at all.
If people start, how about this? If you start paying attention to your life, you're watching this right now, you start paying attention to your life and start drawing dots in your patterns and behaviors in your life. I guarantee you'll see that at some point in time, if you can remember, someone told you what to do at that point in time, but you decided not to listen, which is why it persisted and which is why it got worse. We all get the answers to the test at some point. We just shrug it off. I could pinpoint a lot of different times where I'm like, yo, damn, such and such told me I shouldn't have did that, and I did it. Now I got to figure out how to undo what I should have been not did. We got to remember that at some point in time, we were turned to ignore ourselves, ignore our intuition, ignore the things that we know are doing wrong. When we can sit here and be like, yo, I feel it in my soul, I shouldn't be doing this right now, but yet you still do it. Yet you still show up. Yet you still keep that person around you. You've been ignoring yourself this whole time. So using the mechanic analogy, your tires, your brake calipers were rubbing the rotors. You heard it. Not only did you hear it, people on the road was looking at you crazy because they heard it. But it took for you to go to a mechanic to start to do the work. Now, I'm not saying that therapy in full is bad. Because again, I think that for complex situations, I do agree. Sometimes you need help. If you have childhood trauma, that's a different situation. If you have a situation where you were a substance abuse, where you don't know where it's coming from, or where the root is, or let's just say some type of sexual trauma. These type of situations, obviously therapy is going to be super needed or beneficial. Now, let's just say you got fired from your job, because this is what the world has come to. Hypersensitive, lack of endurance, lack of strength, lack of the ability to go through adversity. You get fired from your job. You have a mental breakdown. Okay. Now you decide that you lash out on everybody for 6 months. You can't find another job. You become this crazy person that's just unapproachable and you can't speak to. So now you need to seek therapy. Right? The craziest thing is all you had to do is understand what comes with life at that point. That did not require a therapist. Right? Why am I so tied to one job knowing that there's 1,000 jobs here? Why did I shut down? Why did I not just go ahead and get another job? The honest truth is there's a lot of therapists that aren't good. All right. So we have to understand we're talking about qualified, terrible people. Right. Let me just make sure that we're understanding. We're talking about qualified, terrible people.
I was about to say, it's not just therapists.
But the problem with a therapist is there's more therapists than there are doctors, I feel like. I mean, I'm not too sure if that's a real stat. Right. But a therapist is a lot more affordable than a doctor. Okay. And so is the process. So you go to these therapists who are really qualified, but they're not good at analyzing and assessing situations. If a good therapist is expensive, then that means a lot of people aren't going to see good therapists because a lot of people can't even afford it. So now what we're talking about is who are they going to then? The bad, cheap therapists, the $40 a session. That's dangerous.
That's insurance.
Now, how about this? I also want to touch on the fact that people are addicted to therapy. So how do you go seek therapy? How do you go seek help and get addicted to the help and never figure it out? So we're not talking about all of the. We always want to highlight the great, qualified, $350 an hour a session therapist, and I commend them. But the problem is, it's become a fad, and once it becomes a fad, it's doing more harm than it is good. Because reality is, majority of people can't afford good therapy.
So, do you think that there are any therapists that aren't $350 that
aren't good,
that aren't qualified enough?
I think they're like needles in haystacks. I think that, well,
Just based
I believe
on the price.
Yes, because once you start to there's very few people who do things and take on careers in this world or in this life for the passion, and will push aside their value and their cost of living to help others. So good therapists in America that know that they are good or great therapists are going to charge what good, great therapists charge.